All right. Well, welcome back. We're on the back side of the second half of the semester, I guess, and so gonna be moving on. Just as nothing's going to change. I hope you did well on your first exam, and you can come talk to me about what happened. But, Chapter 8, reproduction, conception, pregnancy, and childbirth. And this is a lot of slides, and I'm not going to make a whole lot of comments. You're going to read most of it. You're going to read about it anyway, but I do want to go through this a little. Right? So we have our learning objectives, right? Decision making, pregnancy, how do you stay healthy, postpartum, infertility, and options for that, abortion, sexual well being, your reproductive rights, which is a huge issue nowadays, right? And then your discussion assignment. Same thing, 10 questions are embedded in here, okay? Right? So, unwanted pregnancies, right, are an issue. So, anyway, to truly choose to have a baby, right, is much better. The planning, if you're set and all that, right? The cultural norms that go along, like, well, how are you going to do this? How are you going to raise your child? Do you have any of these things at first, right? So this is age of women at their first. Um, this is the age of women having their first child, and as you can see, it started getting older. People started waiting more. Women are more into their careers, they're getting everything set. They want a lot of things in place financially, emotionally, relationship wise to before they start having children. Right? Pronatalism, right? We believe that we should have children. It's a typical lifestyle, right? Unfortunately, it puts women in, of course, in a position of the feeling that they're supposed to have children, whether they want to. So it's a critical thing. For men, it's a little bit different, right? Obviously, it's very different. Um, but we also have to, right, keep the species going. We talked, there's a lot of family leave. Like nowadays, most people get time off when they have a baby. Both parents get time off in a lot of places, paid time off in a lot of places. So, what it does to your life is like, unless you have children, you have no idea because basically everything changes. Everything. And everything takes much longer to do. Whatever little task it is you're doing, it's going to take longer. This is about your health and the CDC, right? And all the things you can do to stay healthy pre and post pregnancy. Obviously, there's some situations that are not good, right? You can't be drinking and smoking. Those kind of things during your pregnancy can have very detrimental effects to child. Fetal alcohol syndrome and fetal alcohol spectrum disorders are two severe impairments to children. Obviously, you can get it, pass along your thing. So here's a table about it. What cocaine, alcohol, what it does to you, what it does to your fetus. This is it. Like you can see people with fetal alcohol syndrome. You can look at somebody and tell something is the matter. It affects their facial features. So exercise, nutrition, all the things you should do. You can have sex. For the most part during the pregnancy, there's tons of things to do, right? I gotta worry about that. Any questions? Uh, so matriarchal, patriarchal systems, right? Cultural things, right? Here's the trimesters. Um, how they break it up into trimesters, your pregnancy, right? So, there's, and I'm not going to go through this. You can see all the journey of the embryo, how things are developing during this time, how the baby eats, uh, what happens, right? You do the ultrasound, you start seeing something, a person forming in there is pretty incredible, right? Um, so all this about the development, some more questions. I get to, I said, I'm not moving very well, am I? Development, same thing. So you're going to read all this, and all of these things happen to women. Pregnancy can be very hard, very easy, or both at different times, different periods. Uh, Again, more about how mom changes and in relationship, how your partners change. Uh, Same thing. More how it goes. You know, your morning sisters became, you came over 8, obviously. And then we're moving into the next trimester. Here's how the baby goes. All right. So all these things we talk about, like at 8 months, it gets taste buds. I don't know if the food tastes any better, and if they want it, taste buds, but, and finally lungs, right, so they can breathe. And there's different things. Babies that don't come out head first can be an issue, and then C-sections for people sometimes that have to happen. It's an abdominal delivery rather than vaginal delivery. The baby's supposed to be like this. So obviously, there's higher risk. All pregnancies at higher risk, typically for people of color, but it's also based around socioeconomic status. So it doesn't matter what color you are. If you are poor, your health care is not as good. It's very simple as that, right? So it doesn't matter. But obviously, there's the lower socioeconomic status is unfortunately whatever majority of people of color. Um, Infant mortality rates, I'm not going to get into that, right? Ectopic pregnancies, complications. So it's incredible that we even have that we even have healthy babies. Like the majority, most of the time, right? Babies are healthy, um, but all the things that can possibly go wrong uh, to even get you through the pregnancy. But then once a child is born, like for your DNA to line up hundreds of DNA chains line up and everything get in the right place is just incredible, right? During that first embryonic journey, I guess. Uh, so miscarriages, stillbirths, premature babies, gestational babies. And so people with diabetes have special risk, right? So um, you need to be, aware of these things, right? Otherwise, your body will make you aware. Have you? So this is a procedure. The doctors take a big needle through the belly button and take out uh, and some fluid and then test it. So you can tell if your child is going to be autistic, right? It's particularly among, as we said, women are waiting till later age. At a later age, autism is being an autistic spectrum, a type of disorder is much more common. CVS. So all these things that can go wrong, right? But like I said, most of the time it goes right, which is what. And so then here's the actual having the baby, which can take from minutes to hours or days. Yes, all of this. So you're gonna get you have a baby, right? And all the different ways you can go about having a baby. questions, midwife, doula, like there's many methods. There's even more methods now. Not everybody goes to the hospital. Not everybody does it through the average way, right? Uh, Fortunately, sometimes the doctors need to intervene. Like I said, if the words coming with a C-section or a cesarean birth through the abdomen. This elongates a baby's head. Typically, it goes back into shape, but if that has to happen, it's like I said, it normally just reverts back to shape. So, is your birth plan postpartum, right? So, postpartum depression is a very serious thing. Many women suffer with this, up to and including like suicidal thoughts, homicidal thoughts. So, it's very important that this gets treated. Here's some more postpartum, what to expect, what's going to happen, what you can do to help yourself. And then here, if you cannot have a baby, nor through the average channel, the typical ways, and you have some woman or man has some complications, then there is new techniques, right? And new technology that helps you have a baby. You can opt for those, very important. Obviously, abortion is a hot topic, and I'm not going to talk about it. So, but right now we all know what a topic that is. Uh, and obviously, there was many before abortion was legal. There was many illegal abortions done, that did a lot of damage to people. All right. So your reproductive rights, it goes back to this one's a little late, right? You already know. Abortion rights. What do you think? Where do you stand on the abortion? All right. That's chapter 8. I'm sure you read much more detail than that. And see you next time.